Kuphi na kuphi emakhaya amadolobheni asekomplasta khona sawubona ke mbukele and a warm welcome to this week's edition of Yilungelo Lakho. It's your right. Uhlelo kunilethela konke lokuthinza nini namalungelo enu njengobathengi mina ke ngisimpiwe ngqongwane. Bekunene namhla ke sibukene nendzaba yokuhlala kuma complex namalungelo akho. Well, on the show, we're lifting the lid on a living arrangement that so many South Africans see as a perfect blend of peace, convenience, and lock-up-and-go comfort, and that is sectional title living. But this kind of living can turn to be a huge stress if you have not done your homework. Asingene zabene namhla. For thousands of buyers, the promise of stress-free living has ended in unexpected debt, legal disputes, and in some cases financial ruin, all because proper due diligence wasn't done before the signing on the dotted line. Bantu labanengi ke labathenga tindlu kuma complex bangabuki ukuthi ke bathenga ku sectional title noma ke ma complex la kanjani. Well, most people only focus on the excitement of moving into their properties and forgetting to do their homework. Bathenga tindlu ke kuma complex ase Boksburg but itfoleke balahlekelwa imali lenengi ukuthi bathenge kuma complex la ngadeki tona. Manje khuluma kabantu ke ngendzaba yethu kasasimukele lesiba sishoka from the Community Schemes Ombudsman iSISOS samukele ke na Elias Shamatla. He is a consumer rights activist, and most importantly we welcome one of the victims of the dubious sectional title schemes, Lifu Mapasa lotasitshela kabantu ke ngendzaba yakhe. Gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, but how important is it? To check if a sectional title scheme is registered with SISOS?
That is extremely important because if a sectional title scheme is not registered with us, it is unlawful. It doesn't exist. But obviously there are certain processes that developers undergo before registering. They develop the scheme, they go to SARS, they get registered, they come to the deeds office, they come to us, they finally registered, and we only come finally into the picture through the registration process, but also through the process once the body corporates are formed. And we have seen instances where people say we stay in sectional titles, but there's no sectional titles that they are staying in. It's actually a freehold or it's a freestanding house. And I think the case in point is the Boksburg issue.
Yeah, before we get to our case study today, whose problem is it? Is it the developer's problem or the owner's problem not to declare? Not to declare the status of this particular property? It is
you who is buying into it, who is to blame. So, because you are moving into a place, you need to inquire what kind of place is this. Are you buying a freestanding house, or are you buying into a homeowners association, or is it a sectional titles? Because the rules are different. For example, for sectional titles, we have to ratify the rules because there are a lot of rules in sectional titles. It could be that there are shared places where people share certain essential services such as your pools, they share, the gardens, they share a whole lot of things, the laundromat, in sectional titles. So when you buy into a sectional title, you must be aware that you are getting into something that is highly regulated in terms of the rules. So it's not like you are buying a freestanding house. I live in a freestanding house. There are no rules. The rules, they are mine. Until I go onto the street where the rules belongs to the municipality. But in sectional title, it's completely different. You will find that you get into a scheme, but before you get into the scheme, there's a big pothole outside of the gate of the scheme.
Yes.
And the sectional titles will say, no, we can't fix it because that area belongs to the municipality. But your car is getting into this pothole every day and you are losing a lot of tires. Or you live in the sectional title. There's a tree in between the buildings. That tree belongs to the neighbor. It's a peach tree. In autumn, you are enjoying the fruits. The peaches is nice. But come winter, the leaves are too much. And you are worried about these leaves. Or you are buying into a place where they say they don't want pets.
Yeah.
But you love cats and you love dogs.
Right.
Or you have a dog that barks 24 hours. And the neighbor is saying, but this dog, I can't sleep because of it, because it's barking throughout the night. the rules are developed that there must be no dog, or you must have one dog, and your dog gives birth to puppies, then it becomes a big problem. So when you buy, you must do your proper due diligence and know what are you getting yourself into, especially in shared living arrangements. It's not only sectional titles, it's homeowners associations, it's block of flats, it's places like retirement villages, where people live in shared spaces. It's always a challenge.
Okay, Mr. Mapasa, let me also bring you into this conversation. Before Sekhulume about due diligence, maybe now just take us through the issues that you ran into.
In actual fact, again, it was 2012. 2012 South Africa was Izindaba from different places.
Yeah.
The only thing ukuthi enzekile ukuthi masifika lapho sizobuka izindlu. Sibukeke njenge normal izindlu zaseKasi ngathi is a freestand. Okay, sathenga.
Okay.
That was not a problem. Then yazo shaya kuphi
mase was it sectional title or freestanding?
It looks like a freestand, but in writing, it was sectional. The only problem that we made is that we have signed without going through the fine print.
Manige, now it looks like a sectional, but it was a freestanding. And what differentiated it from the other?
A sectional title, it's supposed to be walled.
Yes, yes.
It must have only one and exit entrance. In a boom gate, in a security, control.
Yeah.
So as it is into, they are normal. For an example, I'm a neighbor way to very close. Seshara is strat and Jopel. Ziafana, so unfortunately, no loan to abesting salesperson on the ground lat beslangananai. Naye ebe kabanga ugote vela was things free. Naye was
a title deed like a documentation and a property basing. But it should be able to reflect good Selena is freestanding or is sectional title.
No, it did the sectional.
Sectional, okay.
Which we have to blame ourselves not to read it.
Oh,
but it's fine. Even if say Fundele, I understand basis of vote.
Okay.
But say vote it qualify. We have all the requirements, the sectional title. It was fine. We didn't have a problem. I was not going to say because it's sectional. If they understand that the whole process is sectional, maybe bengizoyithenga still yes. I don't have a problem.
Okay.
The problem is nayo njengamanje ukuthi se treatwa as a state or a flat, but we are not. For an example, okay, sengikhulumile ngawo surrounding wall, boom gate, ngalezi. The worst part when it comes to the services, the whole residents of the sectional title deeds, they report to the body corporate.
Yes.
Okay, it's fine. Besena body corporate. Until singatole that services, which is surrounding walls, the necessary street light, so that at least for security purposes.
Okay, okay. I will engage you in a moment. Now, Mr. Shamat, let me also, also engage you in this conversation. Are people not able, or are they not supposed to see the financials of a sectional title scheme?
I'm a consumer. I want a house. I'm not worried about those things. Because if I'm saying I'm looking for a safe place, I'm looking for a property in the sectional title, and I'm buying from the developer, I get shown the pictures. And I've seen sectional titles before, how they look like. Now I'm buying from the open land. So I don't even know how to read the financials as a consumer. I'm expecting the experts, for example, if I'm being financed by the financial institution, to conduct such a due diligence. I'll tell you why. When the financial institution finances properties, they don't just blindly go and finance the properties there because the people are applying. What they do, they check the number of the units that are being built in that area because they don't want to overexpose themselves. For example, if there are 100 units and 100 people come to one bank to apply, that bank won't finance all those 100 houses. They will finance maybe 30 for in case something like this happens, they are not caught in the middle.
Okay, I want us to pursue that point on the role of the financial institutions in this particular matter, but please hold your thought. We'll continue this conversation in a moment. Please do join us after this break. Leli, Yilungelo Lakho, don't go away. Sakumela futhi mbukeli tincingo ukuthi sethivulwe ukuthi ke nawe ngaba ngcenye enkulumo yethu namhla kuleli hlelo singashaya icingo khona la e-studio ku 011-714-0671 noma ke 011-714-0672 ungasithumela futhi na WhatsApp ku 060-844-9857 noma ke usithumele i-email ku consumer@sabc.co.za or like our Facebook page. Now, gentlemen, now in particular, Elias, you're just taking us through the role of financial institutions,
yes.
You know, in whether they've done their own due diligence
yes.
in ascertaining whether a property is a sectional title or a freehold.
Yes, yes. Because they've got an obligation to look after their own interest, right? Because the people like this, if they were caught paying those properties, what is the bank going to do? You know, so they have to perform due diligence and make sure that all the paperwork is in order, the financials. That's why where they are body corporates and managing agents, when you apply for finance, they will demand the financials of that body corporate to see that it's solvent.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then are these financials easily obtainable?
Well, they should, because there should be a managing agent, which is a body that has been appointed by the body corporate. Because we, the owners of the properties, we are the body corporate.
Yeah.
And then we appoint an agent to come and conduct our affairs.
Mr. Papaza, now what are my financials? Like, did you request those financials for you to be able to get a broader understanding of this property?
Yes, the problem got a management agent. Why? Because starting to complain now because of this and this and this. We're going to say, okay, our services are our toll. Then since 2021,
yeah.
Saya High Court ngomeli then ukuthi le relationship here to the board corporate because it does not serve us so that singamo. Then sahlukana 2021.
Okay.
Then mahlukana nge 2021 manje senzani we have to body corporate ayiseko sayivala. Mele ukuthi manje senze ngisilando masipala. Umasipala sa engage naye asitshela it's impossible, it's a long process, it cost is fine. But this is the route that we want to follow. Then basingati masipala, but only with electricity. Like now you will say that I'm sectional title deed, but I'm buying electricity directly from municipality, which is not the requirement of sectional title deed. Meaning that you will agree with me when I say now our status of our house.
Okay.
I mean, we don't know that we are sectional or freestanding.
Maybe if you could confirm if Lama visuals, are they the visuals of the property?
Yes, this is our about meter.
Oh, okay.
It says 7 million.
Yes, yes.
It was
so,
yes,
so what are the implications of kungena property scheme lengasiyo?
The problem is about mawungayizeka ukuthi ungabi khona la emhlabeni le property wazi ukuthi eyakho if ungenza ukuthi ubhubhe abantwana bakho there will be a possibility yokuthi bazobathathela le ndlu leyo
ngubani ke lo ngabathathela ma dependents akho?
It's either umasipala or a bank because
on what basis though?
Based on ukuthi we are thinking that we are owning those property, we are not owning actually, it's like we are renting it. Let me make an example. There was an owner who sold the house last month. When you sell out, you sell the property, then there is a portion of money which municipality is taking to settle 7 million water bill.
So, manje water bill you say fee 7 million?
Every month ya kupuka.
7 million. Go on Gelama residents in this particular area.
So that 7 million is Sharasi 56 houses. The year to song, which it was created by a developer. body corporate.
Okay.
Apparently, 2021, just before 2021, sizohlukana nabo. Masiya kumasipala sifuna ukubona ukuthi sikolata emalini. It was 1.2. Masiqeda ukuhlukana legally ukuthi sihlukane manje kumele ukuthi sibe responsible directly to masipala. It took only 4 years. Yeah, escalated about 7 million.
So currently, as we speak, is a Kamelabande property? Is it in your name?
Yes.
I 100% guarantee that it's in your name.
The single unit.
The single unit,
yeah,
yes.
It's on my name.
Okay.
Even the statement, it will say it's on my name. The only problem is that the 56 houses, Basbiza Ukuti, stand the RFA1, which is Windmill Park Extension 17, in Doiwan. But individually, that single unit, but the young into Zagala, if Barazo Uges, Bastimela C56. Go to Patelila or Patalanga, Bastimela Song. If they have to cut water, but cut for 56 houses. Go to Patala or Patali, Yilungelo has bind. Your main problem.
Yeah, Mr. Shogo, to avoid this kind of headache, where can we check the legitimacy of a property scheme?
It's very easy. If you just call us at the CSOS, you're going to know if that scheme is registered, is legitimate, and it's paying its levies. Because by law, all schemes must register with us, but they must also pay their levies. For example, on the issue of the monies, you know, I mean, obviously when a scheme is formed, a developer forms a scheme. And once the scheme is formed, once a few buyers come in, a body corporate is formed. Now, the body corporates are the people who live here, who own the houses. These are the body corporates. They then go out and elect trustees. So the trustees then make decisions on the behalf of the residents. But remember that they must have AGMs where they present the financials. They must have regular meetings where they discuss issues. So if that is not happening, it's already a red flag. But in some bigger schemes, what then happens is that the trustees appoint what is called a managing agent, who is like the CEO who overlooks the interest of the schemes. And in many instances, from our experience, we have seen a lot of managing agents refusing with financials, running away with the whatever document. But it's very easy because the managing agents are regulated by the PPRA, which is the Property Practitioners Regulatory Authority. So you can report that there. But if you have got a problem with the trustees refusing you access to documentation, you can come to the CSOS and report that issue. And then we will deal with that issue from a legal point of view. But I want to maintain that the responsibility lies with you to make sure that you do your proper verification. And I'll tell you why. Because the bank knows in any event, if anything happens to you, we'll sell the property and recoup our money. And the same thing happens with the municipalities. They know, well, there's a problem that they are not paying, but we'll get them when they want to sell their houses or when their houses are getting attached. We'll say this house owes so much. But as an individual, you have got no way. You don't have the financial muscle to counteract the big corporates, the big banks, and so on. So it's very important that you check. I mean, I've seen situations in which people buy into properties. It's beautiful properties in the estate. You lose your job. And they say, and they are very smart. You know, people who run the schemes are very smart. They say, well, if we wait, it's going to go to the CSOS and let's make the CSOS lose jurisdiction. And how do they make that? They first go to court, get an order to attach your property. The CSOS does not have jurisdiction over that because now it's a court issue. You see, so you need to be very smart to know, I'm buying a house. Don't get too excited. I'm buying a house. If I'm buying a freestanding house, I'm going to that house, I'm moving around the house, I'm checking the garden, is the water working, is the lights working, is there a problem with the roof? So I'm doing some kind of due diligence so that I know that my money is going to be going into a safer place. If you don't do that, and then you say it is the bank or it's the municipality, what belongs to everybody belongs to nobody.
All right. And I suppose the key word in this conversation is due diligence. And I want us to pursue that a little bit further. But please hold your thought. We'll continue this conversation in just a moment. Let's now take another break. We'll be right back. Ungasanyakati. Leli, Yilungelo Lakho. Siyabuya khona manje. Welcome back, everybody. Kumbula ukuthi tincingo thethu setvuliwe ukuthi ke naba ungaba ungcenye inkulumo yethu namhla ungashaya icingo khona la e-studio ku 011 714 0671 noma ke 011 714 0672. You can also send us a WhatsApp to 060 844 9857 or interact with us on our Facebook page. Namhla bekunene sikhuluma ngebumcoka bekuhlolisisa ukuthi ke le ndlu noma le property lotayithenga ingabe iyini ihlobo luni lwe property scheme. Is it a sectional title? Is it a freeholding? Because that could have adverse implications if you don't do your own due diligence. And speaking of due diligence, Mr. Shuk, I'm going to come back to you. When I first asked you, when you first opened this conversation, I asked you whose problem was it? Was it the bank's problem not to declare or reveal the status of this particular property? Was it the estate agent or the previous owner? So what's the role of the estate agents, and do they have access to the financials in terms of how much levies this particular property is owing?
Well, they will have access if they want to. But remember that they are involved in selling the property. Their focus is, I want to sell the house. And that's where they are focusing. So they're going to try and hide this and that. But your job is to say, and this information is available. If you come to the CSOs, for example, and you say, I want to buy into this sectional title, I want to know what the rules are.
Yes.
We keep rules for all sectional titles in South Africa. We have them. So we'll give you the rules and say, these are the rules. They say you can't drive at 20 kilometers per hour. They say you can't have a cat. They say you can't smoke daga because you're too closer to each other. They say you can't braai. You see, sometimes people fight over braai meat in the schemes. The neighbor braais meat. The other neighbor says, I don't eat meat, so you are braaiing this thing. And the other neighbor goes and burn pepper. And so say, this traditional medicine thing is a problem to me. So there are those big fights because the neighbors are very close, living very close to each other.
Yeah.
So you need to know, I mean, I know I'm a loudmouth, and I know I love singing, I love playing loud music. I know sectional titles say no for me, because people are going to complain about the noise all the time. Just look at it this way. So you come from a tradition where if someone passes on, a whole lot of 500 or 800 people are going to come. And you bought into this scheme, and they tell you the rules do not allow. Someone has passed on, we want only 3 people to be around here for 30 minutes. And then what do you say? It's the rules. But once you get in there, you have got the power to influence the rules, provided you attend the meetings. And a lot of the problems that we have is our people get into schemes, they don't attend meetings, so the decisions are made on their behalf, the rules are made on their behalf. I mean, let's take Zimbabwe. It's not a sectional title, it's a homeowners association. Yeah. And then you want to slaughter a cow there because your ancestors want to be pleased. And they tell you, slaughtering a cow here, you need to bring the SPCA inspector, you need to bring a letter, you need to get a qualified person to come and slaughter this cow in a manner that is not going to be suffering. It must not be making loud noise. You must make sure that within 10 minutes it's dead. And you still want to sing or do some few things. So when you get into a sectional title or a homeowners association, you must think twice and say, am I the kind of person that can live here? Yes. And then you can make your own decision. And I want to maintain that the ball stops with you. As the person who's going to make the investment, whether that money comes from the bank is immaterial for me. Yeah. It is you. You must make sure that this is your investment, make the right decisions. But in cases where the property professional has misled you, and then you've got some evidence in writing, you can go to the PPR and report. In cases where the managing agent is playing hide and seek with your financials, report that person, because that person can be struck off the roll and he can be summoned to come and bring the necessary documentation. Okay. If it's scheme management, we are also available to help.
And speaking of being misled by a property agent, Lolo saying the estate agent, was it a property agent or a managing agent? And yini information did he mislead you, or nae you told he didn't even know?
Umuntu basithengisela is like naye abangazi because we only found it last month when the time engage on cutting edge. The time simcela ukuthi azosho ukuthi abasithengiselana. Naye wathi wabazi ukuthi it's a free stand. Okay, beside that, enye into bit tricky too much. Ukuthi the time managing agent abekhona abazibiza ukuthi we are at extension 12. Nama invoice yakhe extension 12. But the time move away from him to umasipala. Umasipala athi la nihlala khona extension 17. And really sesiyabona nathi ukuthi extension 17 because nama neighbor wethu nabo bathi bawela ku extension 17. My question is why bebase register or whatever? Why managing agent?
Yeah.
Asingakachintshanga
Extension
indzawo.
12, yeah.
Asichinchanga indzawo, but it was extension 12. Which masengaya manje ku extension 12 now uzoyibona without knowing, but you will understand ukuthi this is sectional titling. It says.
So to correct the problem, what needs to be done? Do you have to go to the deeds office?
Sizoyenza yonke into, hence engage all the media, all the channels. Into sifuna nje ngabahlali. Si rezone izinto zethu sibe lezinto lezi which we still believe we are not sectional title, even though in writing it is, we are not. Into sicela ukuthi siphume our area to be rezoned, bakhipele 7 million water, which asiyazi ukuthi sizoyiqala ngakuphi.
Okay.
Basically into masingancedwa lapho because kumasipala we are 50% manje because electricity siyakhona ukuyithenga directly kumasipala. Bahlulwa yini if basinikile electricity bahlulwa yini kusinika amanzi?
But asasitsike, you are successful in rezoning the area or influencing the municipality to rezone the area. MR levies ngawa recover ngaphinze niwathole.
Singawa recover. Why? Because the time is a managing agent. The last time I checked the statement, there's 123,000. Abastella go to why invest. The last time I checked the statement, it was April 2017.
Yeah.
The balance it was 123,000. It's 2025 today. How much you've got? We have because it was our money.
Okay.
Masimbuza ngaye manje akafuna ukwenza nethu asahlukana. Siyahlukana but usaphethe imali yethu. At least ke sinika le investment ebese contribute kiyo. 2017 it was 123. It's 2025 man. Mele ukuthi isengconywana manje. Then maybe mase negotiate singathi okay must start le investment money siyobona ukuthi le 7 million siyilusa kanjani. Kuba nceda. Because each and every month ngiyabhatala. Every month ngidonsa statement esam bangitshela ukuthi okay my current is last month ngibhatale 1.4. Ngiyibhatala every month. Ngibhatala every month. But still that account ye bulk ye 7 million iyakhuphuka every month.
Mr. Mapasa, siyabonga kakhulu ukuhlanganyela nathi. I'm going to let you go, but thank you so much for coming to the show and sharing your story with us. Siyabonga kakhulu ukuhlanganyela nathi.
Yeah, welcome.
All right, Mr. Mapasa there. I'm going to let him go, but we thank him for his time and sharing, his story of how he became a victim of a dubious property scheme. Please do join us after this break. Sakumula futhi mbukele saqhuba futhi nizaba yethu ngasishaya licingo khona manje la e-studio ku 011-714-0671 noma ke 011-714-0672. These are participation lines. Ungashaya licingo khona manje la e-studio, or you can send us a WhatsApp to 060-844-9857 or even email your thoughts to consumer@sabc.co.za to ask your questions, to send us topic suggestions or any other consumer matter that you may want to share with us. Ungasithinza futhi na ku Facebook. Namhlanje sikhuluma ngebumqoka bekuqinisekisa ukuqinisekisa ukuthi ke leyo ndlu noma leyo property loyithengako i-registered as what? Is it a sectional title or is it a freestanding? Because that may have so many implications running into the millions of rands if you don't do your due diligence in terms of ascertaining the status of your property that you're buying into. Now, Elias, sesimvile ke bamaphasa lapha ukhulumile ngendaba yakhe ke and you know, some of the issues that he ran into. So what are some of the remedies in terms of solving this issue, and would rezoning solve this impasse?
I hope so, because Ekurhuleni currently is busy with the rezoning of the properties, because in Ekurhuleni, you've got lots of people who have built their rooms, you know, for rentals. So now Ekurhuleni has approached those people to say, hey, when you bought this property as a residential property, now you have opened the business here. They gave them letters, giving them one month to rectify this, to comply. Otherwise, they're going to be charged a lot of money. So, if this community goes to the municipality and lay their problems, I'm sure they will come to the party, because they involve the town planner, who's going to come out and assess, and they'll give them the relevant forms to be able to rezone their properties. Okay,
so apart from rezoning, what other remedies are available? Would it help going to the deeds office to influence them to share, to change the status of the property?
I don't believe it's the role of the deeds office per se.
Okay.
Yes, because remember, there's a developer here who has built a property, who has registered the property as a sectional title, right? And then I think they have to follow the due process before they get to the deeds office. But we hope during that time nobody dies.
Oh, okay.
Because if you die, the property has to be transferred to the surviving beneficiary or beneficiaries.
Okay.
So when you do that, you need a clearance certificate from the municipality. The municipality is going to issue a bill of 7 million rand before they can issue the clearance certificate. You have to pay off that. Because in my previous life, we had a case like this. And somebody passed away who was the teacher and left 2 kids, 2 girls, right, as beneficiaries. So the kids received the money from pension fund, they settled the property. When they wanted to transfer the property into their names, then they found out that there is a huge bill from the municipality, because they had a similar complication.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Shoga, do you want to explain to us the recent CISO's judgment as, you know, the port of call when it comes to dispute resolution?
Yeah, well, listen, obviously there's a recent judgment of the Supreme Court of Appeal, which says that the CISOs has got concurrent jurisdiction with the High Court. Now, you see, the issue of concurrent jurisdictions of the High Court, we all know that, for example, the Constitutional Court will have concurrent jurisdiction with the High Court on constitutional issues. However, in this instance, we, as the CISOs, we are studying the judgment. And I will tell you why. Because the implication of that judgment is that the poor are going to come to the CISOs in the same manner that we see the poor going to the CCMA when they're dismissed. And the rich are going to go to the High Court and the Labour Court in disputes that relates to employment. But in dispute relating to sectional titles, the rich are quickly going to go to the court. And they know once they are going to the court, the CISOs does not have jurisdiction over the matter. And once you do not have jurisdiction, it means that the poor are going to be won over in court, because if you don't have a representation in court, I mean, look at the cost of senior counsel that goes to over 60,000 rand per day. You do not have that money. And that's why we have said with our team to say we have to appeal this matter at the Constitutional Court, if needs be, to ensure that the poor have got a voice, because this is actually silencing the poor from raising issues that are of concern in sectional title living. Let's look at it this way. If you go into the wealthier estates and you just have got someone that is living from hand to mouth, the levies get taken up, and there are problems. If you go to court, you can't go to court with an estate like Zembali or Simbiti or Valdiva in the Western Cape. They are wealthy. They've got lots of money. If they go to court, they've already won even before appearing before the judge. So that's exactly what we are fighting over on that court matter.
Okay. All right, let's take our first caller. We've got Happy from Germiston. Very good afternoon to you. Sanbuka na sawubona.
Yebo njani?
Siyaphila kunjani baba?
Nekhuluma noHappy Masepo.
Siyabonga kakhulu, thank you so much for calling in. Talk to me.
Umbuzo wami ukuthi ngiunderstand indaba leyo bakhala ngazo indaba zama-service and what thing. Into engilahlayo ukuthi someone is supposed to take a responsibility. Now irresponsibility umuntu afanele ayithathe. I want to understand ukuthi indaba lo muntu lo bathenga izindlu kuye se company or someone thathe responsibility umasipala na. Ama-benefit abazibhadalayo ama-services babhadala through iya kumasipala or iya ku-company. Into ngifuna uku-understand because of isikhalo sabo fanele ukuthi someone abe responsible between umasipala ne-owner ye-company le babathengisele izindlu. Into ngifuna uku-understand la.
All right, Happy. Thank you so much for your call. Our guest will definitely answer you in that regard. Gentlemen, how will you respond to that?
Yeah, you see, if you live in a sectional title, in a gated estate, that responsibility does not belong to the municipality. It belongs to the people who are running your scheme. So all those collections,
that's
cleaning,
the body corporate.
Yeah, the body corporates. But most of the time, remember, the body corporates, because it's all of you, you have got the trustees who are there. The problem with the trustees is that because they are voluntary, they quite often are available now and then. But once we have a managing agent, that person runs the scheme. Now, that duty lies with that. The place that belongs to the municipality is immediately when you leave the exit gate of the estate. That place belongs to the municipality. But within this estate, the responsibility belongs to the trustees if they are there, or to the managing agents who is there to clean it up. That's why the managing agents hire garden services for people to clean the garden. Some estates are big, some are small. The big ones, you've got golf estates where the land is large. They hire big gardening services to look after that. Some are small, so like the ones that my brother here was talking about. It's just as very tiny, small. There are no shed spaces. You just own the unit. And in that unit, there is also co-responsibility. The person who is overseeing that estate must be able to ensure that it is clean, because you are paying your levies to him for him to run the estate.
Okay. All right. Now, Elias, I want to get your thoughts, but in just a moment, hold your thought. Please don't go away. We'll be right back after this. Welcome to our very final segment. Now, gentlemen, I want to pick your brain on this. If a body corporate or if the new owner of a particular property discovers that there is something wrong with the management of that property, should they approach the courts or should they go through the CSO's route first?
Yeah, if I may.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
You see, it really, CSOS is the cheapest forum where you can come at no cost.
Okay.
So if these matters in terms of our act are issues that can be covered by us, that include levies and all those kind of things, you can approach the CSOs and say, I bought into this, but here's my problem. But one of the easiest ways in which people who live in schemes can deal with this thing is to participate in the decision making. Because remember, those decisions are not made somewhere. The meetings are called and you decide you are too tired, you don't want to be part of the meetings. But if you go there and you are elected or you are influencing the direction in which the policy position of the scheme should be, it's quite easier. Then if you've got a problem, you come to the CSOs, you report, you lodge your dispute, we help you resolve the dispute. Then going forward, I've got someone in the Eastern Cape who wrote to me just recently and said to me, listen, the doors of the schemes were falling apart, everything, until I came on board and volunteered and take the charge. Now everything is going right because you are taking ownership of your own investment. You are not doing a favor for someone else, but you are saying, my investment is not going to go into the drain.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now, Elias, let's just do a checklist before I buy a property. What are some of the issues that I need to be mindful of, or all the boxes that I should tick?
First of all,
before I run into a problem like this one?
First of all, you have to confirm the ownership who is the owner of the property.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
In any property, because people have bought the properties of the deceased people, only to find that the first son sold the property without consulting or getting consent from the siblings.
But wouldn't that be the role of the estate agent to check who owns the property? If I'm using the services of an estate agent?
If you do, but if you don't, but
okay,
in any event, even if you've got the estate agent, you should know what to look out for.
Okay.
What to ask from the estate agent. Like he said before, the agent can work in cahoots with the seller. And you get shortchanged. Yes. So, like he said, they have got the rules there by their office, of which from Monday I'll volunteer in their office. I'm going to have a desk there to attend to the emergencies. Yeah. So the thing is that what happens is that if you call the offices to get the full list, it will be ideal. But the question is, will they get assistance instantly?
Yes. No, they do. They
okay.
do.
That's a good question.
In actual, the rules are available now on our portal. So if you want a particular estate, you want to check, I want Zimbabwe, I want the rules for Zimbabwe, or I want the rules for Valdiva in the Western Cape. Those rules are available. They'll be given to you. You can pop an email, there you receive the rules. Because in terms of the Act, we are required to keep custody of all scheme documentations, including the rules, especially for sectional titles because they are compulsory. Homeowners associations are regulated through the Companies Act. It's not necessarily compulsory, but we are encouraging them to also bring the rules so that we ratify them and check whether constitutionally they are strong to meet the constitutional master.
And then in terms of trying to avoid inheriting debt, like the municipal bills, who do I check? Who do I check with in terms of finding out what this property is owing?
Like the caller asked, who do they pay the levies or the rates to? They have got two accounts.
Yes.
One account with the municipality, one with the managing agent, which is the body corporate.
Yes.
Right. So you pay the levies to the body corporate and you pay the rates to the municipality. Yes. So you have to check both. Yes.
Okay. And then if a property owes maybe hundreds of thousands of rands in municipal bills and you did not get that information before purchasing that property and it's only revealed after you've lived in that property, so what's the next recourse? Yeah,
you see, that's what I was talking about. It's very difficult to have the property transferred to you when it is owing, especially the municipalities. It's very difficult unless some serious criminal elements really happen. Because they are very strict, so they know it can't be transferred under your name until they've received their money. But
receive their money from who? From the new owner or the previous owner?
From the previous owner, because the previous owner says, I'm selling the house. He said, okay, settle. Before we transfer it, it must be settled, right? It does happen, but I mean, with the kind of...
Is that after the sale?
No. Immediately you want to sell. They say to you, all right, here are the papers you want to sell.
Okay.
Pay. And then they pay. If they don't pay, because of, I mean, we are seeing a whole lot of criminality now, so everything is quite possible that you can have a property transferred under your name with a lot of levies owing and a lot of money owing to the municipality. In that case, you would really have to go to court and say, listen, I bought this property, this is the bill, they said it was 0, but today, 3 days later, it's 80,000. Like he was saying, this year it's 126,000 that they have in the bank, but 2 months later or 3 years later, it's 7 million that they need to pay. 56 people, 7 million, I mean, you can do the calculations.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, Elias, as we wrap the show, we know that sectional title schemes have an administrative side. Just how important is this aspect in a scheme's operation?
Well, first of all, when you move into this scheme, especially from the new development, you must make sure that the developer has cleared his bill, because while he was building there, he was using the water.
Oh, that's another aspect.
Yes, because I'm asking myself, did he pay off his bill?
Okay.
When he was building these houses.
So it's his responsibility
yes.
to pay the bills? Or
yes, because once you move in, you start paying from 0. You start from the clean state.
Yes.
Slate. Yeah, because it was his responsibility to pay that bill for the water that he used, because he charged the money for the property. He didn't say, I'm excluding water.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. As we wrap the show, Mr. Shoga, what are some of the issues that we should be mindful of before purchasing a property?
Well, you must just know that this is an investment. And it's an investment to you and to your children and to your children's children. And this is valuable. So you must guard very closely the value so that the value doesn't go down. Look at the rules, whether all of you are comfortable living into a place like that. Because like I was saying, you love pets, but you're going to this place that says there are no cats that are allowed. Or no, you must have one cat, but you have got a flock of cats, 10 cats that you love. Or you love outdoor, like some of us do, where you want to sit outside, blow the music, have fun. But you are not allowed in this place. So for me, that is the most important thing that you need to know, to say, am I going to be able to live in this place?
Right.
Because it's going to make your life very difficult. I mean, we had instances where if you lose your house in the estates, you are not paying levies, then they take you to court, then you are no longer working, you have lost everything.
Unfortunately, gentlemen, we're out of time, but thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. It's been a very fruitful conversation.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Kwanyela kumbuka sesifike emaphethelweni ehlelo lethu namhla. Ngisangibonga ngithi ivakashi lethu ngesikhathi sathu. Ngisazabonga nani ke babukele ngekuba nathi kuze kube manje. Sihlangane futhi esikhathini esitako la ku SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Lapho sitani lethela khona lenye indzaba letawutsinza wena nemalungelo akho njengemthengi ku SABC 1 Mzansi for sure na ku SABC Plus. Well, from Isimphiwe Ngongwane, the rest of the team, sesinisale kahle and do have a great week ahead. Cheers.